Hello, the internet! It is Saturday, the 22nd of June, 2024, and welcome back to the channel. I was mouth-washing this morning, and I noted the branding on Listerine kills 99% of bad breath germs. Got me thinking, how long until a scientist can work out that last 1% of germs? I mean, this has been saying this since I was a kid. I remember reading that as a young boy thinking, oh wow, they're almost there. That's going to be great when they finally work out how to kill 100% of germs. Then I went and had a look online, international style, and I found out that not only in Australia do we kill 99% of germs, but in the rest of the planet, they've claimed 99.9% of germs. This one here, 99%. The rest of the planet, 99.9% of germs. That means there's 0.1% of a germ that all the scientists cannot work out how to kill with this product. Got me thinking, what the hell is this germ? How come it's escaping? I mean, we just came through COVID, right? We just came through a penny and they worked out how to kill that, or at least someone did something about it. Something happened. I don't want to go into the details of that because, YouTube doesn't like that. But if we can work out what we should do about that thing, how come it's taken that long for someone to work out what to do with this 0.1 or 1% of germs? So I figured the only way to work this out is to turn towards the everlasting and ever-knowing internet machine, not Google. We now have a new Google. It's called ChatGPT. It's way more powerful, way more better, way more fun. Let us use it to determine, first of all, what is that other germ that we cannot kill? And then, how come we haven't killed it yet? So, and by the way, Dougsky in the chat, can't stick around, one of the kids playing lacrosse. Is that Lachlan playing lacrosse? Welcome, but this morning, but have a great stream. I'll watch that. Thank you, Dougsky. And best of luck with the game skis. Yeah, well, let's move into the ChatGPT machine. Is that large enough for you? No, that's going to make it bigger for you. Okay, that's zooming in. Perfect. So the first question I'm going to throw at the GPT of the chatness machine is, what is the 0.1% of germs that Listerine, is that how you spell it? Listerine, yep, cannot kill. Might not like the word kill, but let's see. Uh-oh. It says that it's marketing only. Are you serious? This isn't even real? The claim that Listerine kills 99.9% of germs is a marketing statement commonly used to emphasize its effectiveness. The remaining 0.1% of germs are not specifically identified by the manufacturer. Well, how convenient. So it could be more than just one. The 0.1 could contain more than one germ. This 0.1% generally refers to the small proportion of germs that might survive due to a variety of factors, such as resistance. Some germs may have natural resistance to the active ingredients in Listerine. Biofilms. Germs protected with biofilms, or within biofilms, which is a community of a microorganism attached to surfaces, can be more difficult to eradicate. Okay, so they can't get rid of the biofilm and they have resistance. Variability in germs. The spectrum of germs includes a vast variety of bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Listerine may be less effective against certain types or strains. So what they're saying, there could be a weird mix of germs. They could have resistance, they could be stuck to a biofilm, and they could be varied. And then the fourth reason, application issues. Application issues? You just down the shit, don't you? You don't need, there's no application. Should you shake it? Do you swallow? I don't know. I spit mine out. Application issues. The effectiveness can also depend on how the product is used, e.g. duration and thoroughness of rinsing. Rinsing? Are you telling me you're supposed to rinse after using this? Get out of town. Let me read the instructions for the first time ever. Directions for use. After brushing and flossing, rinse with 20 ml undiluted for 30 seconds twice daily. I just do mine in the morning usually. Expel the liquid. Do not swallow. Not recommended for children under 12. Yeah, that's cool. What did it say? It said rinsing. Thoroughness of rinsing. Doesn't say you got to rinse after use. That would be ridiculous. So after you brush and floss, well, I only floss at night. I brush twice, but I floss at nights. 20 mils is usually the cap size, right? I go a little bit less than that, if I'm being honest. And I do it for 30 seconds. I do it till it stings, till it hurts. Yeah, okay. So what's this? Application issues? Effectiveness can also depend on the thoroughness of rinsing. It is important to understand that no antimicrobial product can guarantee 100% eradication of all germs, and the 99.9% figure is an approximation used to convey high efficacy. Wow, what a letdown. What a letdown. So this is just a marketing term. They can't get away with that. How can they? I mean, on cigarette packages, they've got to tell us, like, but I guess cigarettes can kill you. Can this stuff kill you? Yeah, okay. So it's just marketing. It's pure marketing. So there's no scientific. Well, let's find out. Is there any scientific proof? Not, is that the word I'm looking for? Is there any scientific I want to say proof. Are there any scientific studies to confirm the 99.9 figure, or is it made up? Is it fabricated? Says there are scientific studies that support the claim that Listerine can kill 99.9. Stop. Come on, calm down. Man, it really likes to give all the information, doesn't it? Yo. I guess it's dragging from the whole freaking internet. There are scientific studies, although it's important to understand the context and limitations of these studies. Here are some points. Controlled lab studies. Many of the studies demonstrating efficacy of Listerine are conducted in controlled labs. Under these conditions, Listerine has been shown to kill a high percentage. Okay. Active ingredients. The active ingredients in Listerine, such as essential oils. Does it tell you that here? It doesn't say active ingredient. It just says ingredients. You know the biggest ingredient on... Dude. Okay, to no one in my chat, because there's no one here talking to me. It's just me talking to a freaking internet. Have a guess what the biggest ingredient in Listerine is and the second biggest, because it always lists it from the biggest to the smallest. In this bottle, the biggest ingredient is water. The next biggest ingredient is alcohol. At that point, you might just say, well, I'm going to start mouthwashing with vodka. I mean, you'd be doing it wrong, but you're not far off. Oh, there's a warning here. Do not use if you are allergic to any of the ingredients. There's flavoring in here. There's thymol, methyl salicylate, sodium benzopate. That's an N. Benzopate. Then benzpate. Menthol, and then there's all these numbers. Keep out of reach of children. If an excessive amount is accidentally swallowed, or in the event of an adverse reaction, stop use. If it hurts, don't keep doing it. If the flame burns, put it out. Stop use and seek medical attention immediately. Active ingredients, okay. Clinical studies. Some clinical studies have evaluated the effectiveness of Listerine in reducing oral bacteria and improving oral health. For example, researchers indicated that regular use can reduce plaque and gingivitis, which is associated with bacterial activity in the mouth. However, the 99.9% figure is a simplification for marketing purposes and may not reflect the real-world variability in how the product is used and how different microorganisms respond. While lab results show high efficacy, I love that word. I want to say efficiency, but it's efficacy Effie Casey. I used to work with someone by the name of Effie, and I know a Casey. Effie Casey. That's the way. That's the way how a bogan would spell their kid's name. First name Effie, last name. The actual effectiveness in everyday use. By the way, bogan. Bogan. We might ask ChatGPT what a bogan is in a moment. The actual effectiveness in everyday use can vary based on factors such as duration of rinsing, dilution by saliva, and individual differences in oral microbiota. So if you've got really gnarly germs and you don't do it enough, it's not going to do shit. In conclusion, while there is scientific support for the high antimicrobial efficacy of Listerine, the 99.9% figure is a generalization. Damn, dude. I reckon that shouldn't be legal, hey? Like, I don't know, like, I guess there's no asterisk saying this is not a claim. It's like at the bottom of the all the government ads. It's got written and underwritten and spoken by, and they got to claim it that they're just making it up. They should have to claim that this is just made up, right? It's been like this since I was a young boy, but they should have to say kills 99% of bad breath germs. Actual amount may differ, kind of thing. Is it illegal? Wait a sec. Is there a threat? Is there a threat of danger with the 99.9% claim? Is there any threat? Has people died from it, I guess? So yeah, it's repeating itself. There are several considerations and potential concerns. The misleading percentage of absolute safety, 99.9% figure, may give consumers a false sense of absolute protection against all germs, leading them to neglect and other important Okay, fair enough. So they just use that and not brush. Overuse and dependency, relying heavily on mouthwash with the belief that it alone is sufficient for oral hygiene, could lead to overuse. That's kind of what they just repeated, I suppose. That's the opposite of, sorry, they didn't repeat, but along the same lines. The resistance from antimicrobial. There is a general concern in the medical community about the overuse of antimicrobial agents leading to resistance. So your body will build up a tolerance. Okay, complacency in hygiene practices. Believing that mouthwash alone is enough might result in reduced diligence with other essential hygiene practices. That's the same as the first point. Neglect other, yeah, okay, they repeated themselves. In summary, the claim itself is not inherently dangerous, but there are other factors that educating users about the proper use of mouthwash as part of a broader oral care routine can mitigate the potential concerns. What about this then? Can you have 100% oral hygiene? Is that what they're calling it? Hygiene? Can you have 100% oral hygiene? That's not how you spell hygiene. What's the word I'm looking for? Can you have 100% oral? They used it themselves. Yeah, hygiene. It's not spelled with an I. Hygiene. That's still not how it's spelled. How do you freaking spell hygiene? It's got an I in there. Hygiene. Oh, shit. Okay. Can you have 100% oral hygiene and not include mouthwash in your routine? Yes, it is possible to achieve excellent oral hygiene without... Just let it run. I wish it would run faster. Okay. Go faster. Yes, it is possible to achieve excellent oral hygiene without including mouthwash in your routine. The key components of effective oral hygiene are brushing. Brush your teeth at least twice a day using a fluoride toothpaste. That helps remove plaque, prevent cavities, and maintain dental health. Flossing, okay. Floss daily to remove food particles and plaque from beneath your teeth and under the gum lines, areas that a toothbrush cannot reach. My take on that would be to make sure you floss at least nightly. You know, daily, maybe not so much in the morning, but if you go to bed with steak in your teeth, I mean, think about it. You're sleeping for, well, if you're like me, you're sleeping for an hour and then you wake up. But if you lay horizontally for 8 hours and you've got a steak stuck in your teeth, I mean, think about the decaying and rotting and all that shit, and you do that at least do it nightly. Number 3, diet. Maintain a balanced diet, low in sugary and acidic foods and beverages to prevent tooth decay and gum disease. And I could also add a little additional to that. When you have a glass of wine or if you drink soda, Cokes and shit, you should also take a little and swill the water around. If you leave the wine and orange juice, anything acidic, you leave that in your mouth, then you have the acids that can just sit there and start eating away. But if you just do a little, you're good. Does it mention that? Regular dental checkups. Regular? I haven't been a dentist since, shit. I probably should go. I haven't been since 2012. Well, last I went, I was in Adelaide, and it was before that. And it was in Henley. Yeah, it would have been 2012 or 2011 maybe. Fuck, it's been a long time. But I haven't had any need to go, right? I don't have, there's no dramas, there's no issues. See? Regular dental checkups. Visit your dentist regularly for professional cleanings, and examinations. Your dentist can identify and treat any issues early on. That's another thing too. In Australia, I guess this is a side note, but in Australia, we have free medical, but it doesn't include dental. So when I had to go in 2012 or 2011, whenever it was, there was a concern. There was a receding gum line issue, and needed a cap on a few teeth, like not on the tooth, but where the tooth joins the gum. Got real sensitive, and my dentist was like, I went to a dentist, not my dentist. I went to a dentist who became my guy, and he said, you need what did they call them? I think they were called caps. You need caps. I can't remember if it was that, but anyway. And then he said the costing is blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, shit, that's expensive. And he said, but do you have private health? Because we don't need private health in Australia, but you can opt in for private health. And he said, if you have private health, it's going to be a couple $100 as opposed to a lot more. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I went up, and this is a completely side to, well, it's on the lines of this, but it's a side story. And I like stories. I went and researched private health insurance, ones that were included in their plan dental. And I found one called Bupa, and I signed up, and I paid I think there was like about a 5-month or a 6-month period where you couldn't make a claim. And on the day of my first available claim option, I claimed for dental, and I went and got these caps done, and they paid for it all. And I've just paid those 6 months of premiums, which was by far less than the cost of getting the thing done just out of my own pocket. And then I rang up the Bupa and said, I want to cancel. And I tell you this, canceling that shit was the most difficult thing that I've done. To sign up was simple, right? I saw the ad, I rang up, I rang or I emailed, whatever it was a very, very easy process to sign up and give them my money for the first premium. The moment I wanted to eject from it, holy shit, dude. I got phone calls back. People calling me back saying, oh, we understand you want to leave your private health fund. Can we help you talk about why you best stay? We don't think it's a good decision for you. We think your health is important, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. The only reason I signed up was to get this dental process done. And now I've had that done. I don't need the health insurance anymore. It's served its purpose. And they were like, oh, but what about for all the rest of the things in your life? And as you get, you're aging, you're getting older. They always pull that line. You're getting older. Hey, this just in, everyone's getting older from the moment they're born. But they play that along. They go, oh, you're an aging man, and at that time I was going into my late 30s or whatever. You need to be thinking about this and that. And what about that and this? And I'm like, you know what? I do not want your private health insurance. I don't want any, to be honest, but I don't want yours. Just eject me out and send me the sign off, and I'm done. And they're like, oh, well, and then someone else would call. They'd escalate it to the next guy up. And then that person would call me. I got all these emails. And I'm like, holy shit, cancel me. I don't want to spend my whole day pleading with you to get out of your private health. I just don't want to be in it. Just cancel it. You've served your purpose. The purpose was to get this process done, and it's done. We're done. And my tip on that is if you need private health and you're in Australia, just before you sign up to one of them, ask them about their exit process, because my God, it was something that I don't want to go through again. I felt guilty ending my private health with these people. I felt like I was doing the wrong thing. They certainly used that tactic of fear and what about the future and what about this and what about that? And I'm like, well, in the future, when something happens, I'll look into the process of signing up again. Such as now, maybe it's been since then that I've been to a dentist. So maybe if I go to a dentist now, they say, well, you're going to need to have whatever, you're going to need your Johnson rod examined or whatever it is. And I'll be like, oh, that's going to cost a lot of money. Oh, hello, Booper. Hey, do you guys remember me? I used to have I used to be in your premium service for dental. Side stories, I like them. And I'm just talking to myself here. This is an unusual stream. There's nobody here. There's nobody here except me. Look how many, I'm literally talking to myself. Then I'll just keep talking to myself. I'm enjoying it. I'm learning anyway. That's the point of this stream. So proper technique, use proper brushing. So this is if you don't want to have mouthwash. Use proper brushing and flossing techniques. Brush for at least 2 minutes, ensuring you clean all surfaces of your teeth. Floss carefully to avoid injuring your gums. Okay, so mouthwash can be a useful adjunct. That's a weird way to word that. Mouthwash can be a useful adjunct. What happens if you enter that? Does it define it? I thought it would just define adjunct. It didn't. Mouthwashing can be a useful adjunct to these practices. I mean, obviously it means addition, particularly for those with specific dental issues such as gum disease or bad breath. Now, if I understand correctly, bad breath isn't usually from gum disease, is it? Usually it's from like undigested foods, isn't it? Shit between your teeth. However, it is not essential for everyone. Many people maintain excellent oral hygiene through diligent brushing, flossing, and regular dental visits alone. If you have specific concerns or conditions, interesting. Okay, side note. For those that aren't here, what is a bogan? Oh, it's New Zealand as well? I did not know that. Let's let it roll. A bogan is an Aussie and a New Zealand slang term used to describe someone perceived as unsophisticated or uncultured, and I'd add in there, and uneducated, often associated with working class backgrounds and particular behaviors or tastes. The term can be pejorative, but is sometimes embraced with a sense of pride by those it describes. That's true. There's been a lot of bogan pride over the last, say, 10 years. How long until we have a bogan rally? Arguably, there probably already is. I mean, there's plenty of bogan rock is a thing these days, like Amel and the Sniffers and the Chats. This is a genre of music that seems to. I don't really get it, to be honest. It's like play your instruments really poorly and just sing about being a bogan. Cosmic Psychos have been doing that for 20 years. Characteristics commonly associated with bogans include appearance and dress, casual or unfashionable clothing. I'll give you an illustration of what used to be bogan. Cat shit clothing. Was that how it was spelled? Cat shit. Although this might not have been specifically bogan, it might have been more. That's an old school top right there. It might have been more. No, that's not it. That does kind of look like it. Catch it surfwear on Etsy. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I spelled it wrong. That's right. Cat shit. This might have been like low cost surfing gear. But bogans always wore surfing clothing, but they don't even go to the beach. Now that's not kind of the logo I remember. Cat shit, I remember that. Look at that. What a shitty logo. Classic. cat shit. Yeah, it's very 80s. The point of that was that, but bogans often wear surf gear even though they don't know, they've never been surfing. It's weird. Casual or unfashionable clothing such as singlets, thongs, which is flip-flops, and mullets. Yeah, mullets, right on. Behavior. Loud or brash behavior is often seen as unrefined or uncouth. It's kind of like rednecks and chavs, community housed and violent in the UK. Interests, preferences for certain types of music, like hard rock or heavy metal. That's a bit harsh. Cars, especially modified or older models. Yeah, they love putting their cars up on stilts in their yards. Recreational activities like drinking beer. That's a recreational activity. Call me a bogan then. Speech, a distinctive vernacular or accent often featuring slang and colloquialisms and curse words. The term is culturally loaded and can carry different connotations depending on context and intent. It is similar to terms like redneck, already claimed it, in the United States, or chav in the United Kingdom, which also describes particular social stereotypes. Now, why are we talking about bogans again? Something about Listerine and bogans. I can't remember how I got there. Nah, I can't remember how we got onto bogans. But anyway, I learned what I wanted to learn here today. I wanted to learn it with you on the internet. There is no one here with me on this internet, so I'm going to get out of here and go and do some shit. But yeah, 99.9% of bad germs killed by Listerine is not scientifically proven. It is a marketing term only. They've been getting away with it for all this time. I thought there might have been a reason why some scientists couldn't quite work out that other 1% of germs. There was the elusive germ. And then I was going to pitch it that maybe that's the germ that caused COVID. I don't know. If they've been trying to work on this for that long, that would explain it. But they haven't. It's just a marketing thing. I mean, arguably, it's a pretty good marketing ploy because it's been existing for 20, 30 years now, and they've gotten away with it. But Listerine, I continue to use it. I've already used it today. I'm not going to use it again today. Thanks for being here. Hey, share this out. Like this VOD, please. You're not here in the chat. Least you could do.